So yesterday, Jerry Jones caused quite the stir on social media with some comments about CeeDee Lamb and his contract. But I mean, what is new? This is not something that I think many are shocked to see. Jerry Jones causing some headlines to be made off of a random quote in one of his interviews. CeeDee Lamb then responded. And so let me show you here from earlier this morning on Get Up. We have Mike Greenberg, Mike Tannenbaum, and Dan Graziano. Here is what they had to say, and then I'm going to give my thoughts.
In the meantime, Tannenbaum, Graziano, Greeny ready to roll here with all your Football Friday, including the Cowboys. Here's what happened. They play their preseason opener Sunday against the Rams. They're going to do it without CeeDee Lamb. He continues to hold out looking for a contract. Yesterday, Jerry Jones was asked about a timeline. Listen to this.
Jerry, are you saying there's a sense of urgency as you begin the preseason to get CeeDee done?
No.
No? Why do you say that?
I'm just I went to high school or I went to college. I don't know why I said it, but I'm just saying I don't know. I don't have a sense of urgency about getting it done.
So I don't understand why he's laughing at that. So anyway, the Athletic's John Machota then tweeted that, saying, I don't have an urgency to get it done. And moments later, CeeDee Lamb quote tweeted it with the letters LOL. This was a quote tweet. He quote tweeted the tweet saying LOL. And it's worth mentioning, Micah Parsons retweeted CeeDee Lamb's LOL. So this is the 2024 version of like all-out warfare, right? Like we have social media beef amongst the Cowboys. Now, you talk to the people down there, Danny. I count on you. I mean, Jerry's laughing about not having urgency for a guy who is his entire offense. I mean, let's be as clear as we can be. CeeDee Lamb is that offense. So how should we be reacting to this?
Well, we often say on this show, what is Jerry always doing? He's negotiating, right? He's not going to say, oh, yeah, we're desperate to get this done. That's going to hurt his negotiating stance. So he says no. And then they ask him why he said that, and he's like, I don't know. Like, that's what I'm supposed to say in this situation. And then CeeDee quote tweets it and basically saying, I'm not buying that. Like, you're not going to scare me.
So this is just negotiating going on.
That's how I see it. Yeah, with Jerry, that's how I think he's always doing that. So, look, they've had conversations. They've gone back and forth. I still don't see a situation where this doesn't get done. But I think it is fair to wonder what's taking so long.
You know, Grady, to take the other side of that, when I sat in that seat and I was negotiating, I was very conscious of what my actions and words were going to resonate in the locker room. And if I'm a Dallas Cowboy not named CeeDee Lamb, I'm thinking like, if he's saying that about CeeDee Lamb, what's he thinking about me? That can really hurt morale. And I know that was not the intended consequence, but Jerry Jones should take a half a step back. You have a lot of good young players. They want to know when they're going to get taken care of. And if you're making fun of your best player, what do you think about me?
Okay, so I mean, it's not surprising that Jerry Jones said this. He's been doing this for a long, long time. He's been managing things and handling things the same way for a long, long time. He loves to talk in interviews and talk on radio shows. And it's just another example of Jerry Jones causing a stir just by what he says. And at the same time that he was talking with reporters, his son was speaking on a podcast called the Doomsday Pod. And he said something, I mean, sort of different. He said, we plan on doing it, which is re-signing all three of the players. Stephen Jones said via the Doomsday Podcast, we want all three players here. We have the best chance of winning a championship by having those players on a roster. Then he said, we think the world of CeeDee, and we understand where he's coming from on this and why he's not here. But we continue to work very hard on getting this deal done. Zero thought process about CeeDee not being a Dallas Cowboy. So Jerry Jones just sort of says whatever he wants to say, and you have to give him credit for being one of the best marketers in the entire NFL. There's definitely no other owner who has been able to always get the media talking about the Dallas Cowboys. It's why they're still one of the most valuable franchises in the entire NFL. I'm pretty sure they are the most valuable franchise at this time, around $9-10 billion, something like that. So Jerry Jones knows what he's doing. He knows how to cause a stir. He knows how to make money. The one thing he hasn't been able to figure out in the past 20, 30 years is how to get back to winning a Super Bowl. And I see why, if you're Jerry Jones, why you'd be hesitant to pay Dak Prescott. You've already paid him a ton of money. He has consistently failed in the playoffs. And so I get a hesitancy with Dak Prescott, and I would, right now, I think that if you're the Cowboys, Part of me wonders if they want Dak to play out the 2024 season. If he has a great year, takes him farther in the playoffs, maybe an NFC championship, maybe a Super Bowl, then you're willing to pay Dak $60, $65 million because you see, okay, he can get us farther. If he doesn't, then I think you move on because while, yes, it's a risk, I think that you have a better chance at winning a Super Bowl by taking that risk, maybe going with Trey Lance, because if Dak consistently can't get you there at some point, I think you have to make a change. So I get Jerry Jones being hesitant to pay Dak Prescott, and who knows if Dak even wants to get paid by the Cowboys. He may want to hit free agency. But CeeDee Lamb, on the other hand, I think this is a deal that needs to get done by the Cowboys because whether or not you have Dak here, you need CeeDee Lamb, especially, I mean, if you don't have CeeDee Lamb in this offense, I think this offense will definitely struggle. Funny to watch, and it seems like Jerry Jones is not concerned that all three of these players are not signed. He doesn't seem to be too bothered by that fact. His son seems to be a little bit more adamant that they're working very hard to get this done. And so it sounds like what his son is saying is probably what's actually happening, which is, the agents going back and forth with a team, trying to get deals done. And when it comes to these contracts, it takes a long time to get things done. There's no doubt that the Cowboys take way longer than other teams. They could have paid CeeDee earlier in the offseason and probably not had to pay him as much money now. But I think in the end of this, CeeDee is going to get paid, I believe. Micah Parsons, I'm not as sure about Dak Prescott, and I think the Cowboys will still have a very talented team in the 2024 year. And you start to wonder, does Jerry do this on purpose? Because, look, everyone's talking about it. I'm talking about it. The Cowboys are being talked about during the preseason. Their Cowboys are always talked about, and Jerry Jones makes sure of that. So I just want to share that with you guys. If you want more NFL content, feel free to subscribe below, and I'll see you guys next time.